There we go. All right. So, welcome to our bonus class number 2. My name is Tammy Anderson Ward. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so delighted to be here with you this morning on this beautiful last summer day in June. And hasn't it been so wonderful? Um, what I'd love to have you share in the chat with me this morning, if you will, is one of the things that you either learned from the conference that you have implemented and you're so glad about because it's proving to be a good worthwhile thing for you, or maybe it was one of the things that you learned in our last bonus class. Could be the light waterfall, could be the energy scan. I've been teaching some tools and want to see what you guys are implementing and see what's working out for you and see what's making the biggest difference. Today, I'm actually going to teach a couple of really fun, just they're very light techniques that I have taught in my kids' class. And so I would like to actually teach them to you. I was kind of waking up in the theta brainwave state, kind of a little bit groggy, kind of waking up going, what am I supposed to be teaching this morning? And looking for that inspiration, it was like, you know what? You're supposed to teach about some of these kids' ideas. So I am so excited to be able to do that with you guys today. It's going to be so much fun. Specifically, the heart message. If you've never ever done that before, that is just such a it's a heart touching tool. Beth says, I love practicing with the sunburst and bringing energy and light to my energetic field. Yay, that is so fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. I am delighted to hear that you love doing that as well. Sherry says, the light waterfall has been life changing for me. You'll have to tell us how so, Sherry. I want to hear all about it. That's so fantastic. It has also been very life changing for me as well. Someone else who maybe hasn't implemented it might say, why? Why has it been life changing? I want to know what about it has made the biggest difference for you. So please share, if you feel inspired to. Lorraine says the light waterfall also. I'm doing it every day and literally my hip and knee are doing so much better as well as my balance. Yay! That is so exciting, Lorraine. Thanks so much for sharing. All right, let's see here. Joy says, one of my faves is the light waterfall. Really clears junk when it gets stuck. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Look at all these people saying the light waterfall. I love it. Well, I actually do want to share something with you guys about the light waterfall. I try to not like share a lot of other stuff, that are going to take you to a bunch of other links and different things like that. But this morning, I was thinking about, what kind of things I'd be sharing with you today, and I just feel super inspired to share with you guys about um, somebody who does a guided meditation where she actually takes you through the light waterfall. Now, ironically, I had already been doing the light waterfall for some time, um, but when I came across this guided meditation, I was in awe of how well it's done. And not just that, but also like through her entire guided meditation. In fact, I'm going to click on it here in case you hear it for a hot sec. There we go. It's called the 7-minute recharge. Who's done it before? I want to see who's been in my classes, who's participated in that. I'm going to share the link for you down in the comments here. Yeah, there we go. Woo woo. Keep those ideas coming, you guys. I want to hear what else you've implemented that has been so fantastic for you. Okay, so there's the link in the comments, so you can go ahead and copy and paste that if you'd like to. But the light waterfall is just, I don't feel like it's my idea, right? Like how this other girl know about it and do a guided meditation on it, years before, but I'd never heard it. You know what I mean? So my premise of that is that all truth comes from the same place and it's going to be given to all kinds of people. It doesn't matter who they are, where they live, what religion they belong to, like all kinds of ideas like that. This light waterfall has quite literally changed the lives of so many people that we've taught it to. And I just love it, you guys. It's just fantastic. So I wanted to share that link with you though, because it's something that you could do for yourself every single day, literally every single day. And it's just fantastic. And if you're the type of person that like maybe you have difficulty visualizing, maybe that's not like your specialty, right? Like you're like, this can be just so transformational and so helpful to have somebody else like walk you through it. So I wanted to share that with you, but this is just so amazing. Okay, Sue says, got the LifeWave X39 patches at the conference and the AO scan. Thankful for the vendors you got for us. Absolutely. And I utilize both of those products in my own life as well. So it's awesome. Tara says, I'm so sad I missed the other part. Well, guess what, Tara? If you go to my YouTube channel, Hope Haven Events, it is the latest video that we posted. I haven't been very active on our YouTube channel, but we're going to start posting a lot more stuff there. So you can go to Hope Haven Events, and all of our energy healing conference stuff is going to be there, including that last one. You'll find it. It's got like our big logo across the top of the thing, and it says Energy Healing Conference Bonus Class 1. This class will also be posted there, and it'll say Bonus Class 2. So yeah, Joy says the light waterfall is something I did for my teenage daughter when she reached out 2 days ago asking me to clear stuff for her. Absolutely, it's simple to do. Even kids can do it. Um, and I have to share something with you. It's so funny. My 3-year-old granddaughter, we were driving in the car this one time, and she said, "Grandma, there is a statue by you." And I'm like, "What? A statue?" And she's like, I said, "Should we get rid of it?" And the first time she said, "Get out." And she like told it to get out of our car. And then when it came back, she said, I said, "How should we get rid of it?" And she goes, "Let's drown it out with light." So she sent her own light waterfall to this, dark energy, or this thing that she didn't want in her car. And then she said it never came back. And I was like so excited for her. I'm like, that's right. The sunburst is a tool that you can use. The light waterfall is a tool. And, you can be 3 years old and do it. You just have to know, that light always overcomes the dark. So there you go. Sherry says, I'd also like to share that the last class in healing you did for me, um, after the last class in healing you did with me, I haven't used oxygen. Sherry, I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. I am not completely healed, but I'm able to do things that I couldn't do before. In fact, I can ride my bike again. Dude, you were completely hooked up to your oxygen before that. I am so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, that was a wonderful thing. And it was kind of like fast. We just did it at the end of a class. So happy to hear that. And best wishes on your continued healing. That's very, very good. Joy says, I love the 7-minute recharge. You reminded me of this on Monday. Yes, because sometimes all you can do is push play. You know what I mean? Yes, definitely good stuff. Sherry says, I use the light waterfall to clean house. I also use it to calm myself. Sometimes just a fast couple of minutes, sometimes 20 or 30 minutes. It's always amazing, and I can feel a difference every time. Me too. Me too. It is so refreshing. So yeah, make sure you guys grab that link that I put in the chat, because it is a way that you can just push play on it, and in 7 minutes, I think it might be 7 to 8 minutes. That Kelly Howell, oh, I love Kelly, you guys. She's tucked me in bed. Well, I listened to her guided meditation, so her voice tucks me in, and has done so for years. When I had the privilege of talking to her on the phone, I was like, I feel so giddy talking to you. I'm so sorry, but I just feel like a little starstruck even right now talking to you. And she's like, what? Like, she's so humble and kind. And I said, the truth is, I've listened to your meditations so often for years now that I kind of feel like you're like my mother voice or whatever, like just so tender and nurturing, and just such a caring voice. Like, you can just hear so much in her voice. And she is just, oh, so I love her. So this YouTube link that I shared with you isn't something that I just barely came across. The light waterfall part of it is newer to me, but her voice and her work, her company's called Brain Sync, and I just highly recommend all of her stuff. So anyway, wanted to share that with you. All right. Thanks so much for sharing the things that have been the most helpful and supportive to you, either from the conference or from our last class. I just really appreciate hearing those things and knowing that they're making a difference for you as well. I'm as a mother of 8 kids, I feel like I am such a student of this work. And also, like, I'm always looking for new ways to be able to help my kids. And of course, now my grandkids, because I have a little 3-year-old granddaughter and a 1-year-old grandson. And they mean the world to me. Any other grandmas out there? Totally know what I'm talking about. So I love being able to teach them things, but also implement things for my own home and property that's going to be able to raise the vibration and to be able to help us. And today I feel inspired to teach you some things that you could teach kids. Anybody else out there work with kids? I know Joy is a either kindergarten or first grade teacher. What have you been teaching lately, Joy? I think maybe both. But there's some other people, like, do I have any daycare providers or anybody else who works with kids? Maybe I've got some mothers and some grandmas as well. You're a high school teacher, Diane. This is fantastic. Good stuff. Jennifer says, I am working towards opening a ranch for autistic kids. That's fantastic. Let me know how I can help with that. Shauna says, I cook for elementary kids. Woohoo! Some of my favorite people in the world right here, you guys. This is awesome. So lots of kids and grandkids. Okay, well, maybe that's why I felt so inspired to share some kids techniques, right? Because this is just really good stuff. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is what we call the body breath. And so it's super simple, but it's a breathing technique that makes it kind of fun for kids, but also helps to calm them down. If you've ever experienced any emotional trauma or trauma that has come back, I don't want to say PTSD because that's like a term I might not be allowed to use, right? I don't have a license for that kind of stuff, but something that is like, it comes back and you can feel it. Well, guess what? The body breath is a simple tool that it's not going to be guaranteed to work every time. But if you have kids that feel like they're out of control or they just need to just take a moment, the fact is, when you have more oxygen enter into the brain, they're going to be able to make decisions a little bit easier, but it also has a very soothing factor for the soul. And it's just really powerful. So what you do for body breath, a couple different ways you can do it, okay? You can either have them start at the top where they focus their energy on the top and literally direct that good energy as it's coming in, right, up to the top, or you can also have them start at the bottom and have them feel the breath come all the way up. Now, I know the breath doesn't come in through the feet or the top of the head. I know it comes in right here. But what you're doing is as the air is coming in, you're directing that good energy, whether it's from the root chakra or the crown. Okay. Crown chakra is up here. Root chakra is down here at the base of the body. It's base of the spine, but I literally look at it as coming in all the way up. Okay. Let's see. RS Hostess says, I worked with children for the past 30 years, daycare settings of my own home and in a center. I have 7 of my own and 10 of my grandchildren. Well, holy crap, girl. Seriously, thank you so much for being here. That is really, really remarkable. I don't even know. You got me set. You got me far past. Seriously, that's amazing. So the body breath, remember, you're going to either have them choose. Do you want to start at the top or the bottom of their body? Okay. So you're going to have them choose, and then they're going to just direct good energy in that direction and moving either up or down. Okay. Up or down, which one they want. Okay. So also you can have them take their hands to the sides of their body. And then as the air is coming in, they can raise their arms and have it go down. We're going to do this a few times together. So you guys go ahead and play with me, unless you're driving and you cannot move your arms like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and have our hands to the side. Ready? Hold. Now, kids' lungs are not going to last as long as, like, say, an opera singer, right? So it's not going to last forever. But one thing that you can do is you can play with it and have them go kind of up and then down. And what you are able to do as their arms are moving, if you choose to implement that part, is you can see how fast they're breathing, right? So you can see that. You can also have them sit down and put their arms like this and their hands like this. Okay. And as they're seated, have them do it where they're pushing the air up like this and going all the way up. And then as their breath comes out and they're exhaling, have it come down. Okay. So that's just another take on it. But as they are doing this, they are asked to be conscious of their energy. Does it feel like they're calming? Does it feel like they're getting more air in? Right? Because lots of times, if you're having intrusive thoughts or flooding or any sort of panic, your breathing starts to go shallow and starts to almost be like a rapid fire. Has anybody ever experienced that before? I know I sure have. Um, I mean, anxiety and panic, things like that can cause all kinds of stuff. I mean, even to the point where people feel like they're having a heart attack, or a stroke even. Like, it's just like it goes so fast. So giving yourself a minute to be able to just slow your breathing, and this is a way to be able to allow it to be focused. And make no mistake about it, just because they're kids doesn't mean that they can't be experiencing those things as well. Okay. So it's almost like a energy scan, but with the breath. Okay. How many of you think that you're going to be trying this week? Or maybe you have kids in your own life that you're going to be trying to teach this to as well. And remember, the best way to teach anyone anything is by setting an example, by doing it for yourself and then having them watch. So just keep that in mind. Anytime that you're like, here, you need this, I'm going to teach you how to do this. That's a little different. Right? But if you're like, you're doing it yourself and then they like, oh, what is this that you're doing or whatever, that can be really kind of fun. Okay. Oh yes, this is a big deal. Joy says, this will help with my students. I've taught for 26 years and teach these types of tips all the time. They can be game changers, especially if you have a whole room of chaos, right? Okay, guys, we're going to do a body breath, right? You can have them stand up and really they need something to be able to, like, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my body while we're doing this breath? So this is a way to be able to kind of help them focus that in a very conscious direction, if you will. So yeah, Joy, I'm so excited for you to do this. This is a big deal. Also, if you happen to have music that can help them to be calm at the same time, that can also be very, very helpful as well. Hi. Oh, you brought me flowers. I love you.
Don't forget I love you
today. I love you too, baby. Okay, thanks. You too. Sorry, guys. That was cool. Okay, talk about taking time to smell the roses. Whew, that was yummy. So sweet of him. Okay, I got distracted. Where was I? Oh yeah, body breath. Okay. The only other tip that I think that I would want to share about the body breath is the music part of it. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can find on YouTube that helps you to be calm, that helps you to be able to slow your energy down. Honestly, you guys, there is a huge science to a lot of the music. You may not recognize it, but they are set to certain frequencies that slow the brain waves down. So it's not just about like, oh, this helps me to feel calmer because it's slower tempo. Like, no, it's usually a lot more than that. And so I just wanted to share with you, you could put music with the body breath if you choose. You could do really anything with it. But that has been something that has really helped me. I'd love to share more tips. So I think what I'm going to do is actually, um, I have some links that I would like to share with you guys. So if you want to write down the name of my YouTube channel, it's called Hope Haven Events. Okay. And I'm going to share some links in the caption along with this video. Now, I know that you've already totally, watched this video. So I'm not saying, hey, go watch the video again, right? Unless you want to. But I'm going to put the links down in the captions so that you have that. One of them is my favorite soothing YouTube link. It's like, man, when craps hit the fan, or you know that you're dealing with a stressful week, or you know that you have either a teen in your home or somebody who just needs a little bit of extra umph, right? For helping to self-regulate and be able to calm themselves and soothe themselves. Because, let's face it, life's not always about, well, roses, right? That was so sweet of him. He's so sweet. Joy says there's an app called Go Noodle that is free. It has small videos that teach this as well. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is exciting. Okay, you guys, another tip that I wanted to share with you today is called heart messages. And if you have participated in my kids course at all, then you've already seen this, but this is something so simple that even 1 and 2-year-olds can learn how to do. If you have grandkids that live like a distance from you, definitely teach them how to do this. Jump on a Zoom like this with them, or a FaceTime or something, so you can teach them how to do this. This is so powerful. I have had the beautiful privilege of teaching this to hundreds of families across the country and have received in turn hundreds of heart messages. And it has been so endearing and so tender for my family, because a lot of people will end up taking pictures of their kids or their grandkids, sending heart messages with their hand on their heart, and then sending them to me. We have this amazing opportunity for you to learn even more about kids courses and different things like that. You can go to my website, energyhealingconference.com, if you're interested. It's on sale right now for only $25. I did talk about it super briefly last week in our bonus class, but I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that, because it is pretty awesome. Has anybody else already participated in that? I'll go ahead and put the link for you in the captions. But the heart message that the kids have done, they've learned it from my kids, because my kids actually did pre-recorded videos with me. So you know how like kids, sometimes it's fun for them to learn from adults, but sometimes it's also really fun for them to learn from other kids. And so my kids are there with me or alongside with me for most of that kids course. And so my kids are teaching about the heart message, but this is how simple it is. Okay. So you're going to take your hand on your heart. This is one way that you can do it. And you think a happy thought or a good thought that you want to send to someone else. And remember, energy is intelligent, right? And so what you're doing is you're taking your hand on your heart, and then you're using your heart and your mind and your energy, right? And you're just sending them, well, you could send them little hearts, literally like little pink hearts, and you can literally see them like floating in that direction until they touch that person. Or you can actually send them a message. It's kind of like getting a text message, but not using a phone, right? So sending them a message saying like, I love you, or I'm thinking about you. I had an experience yesterday where my husband literally like saved me. Like literally, it was just so awesome. He came over and how do I say this? Has anybody been talking to someone that they don't necessarily want to stop, but you're like, I'm getting dumped on and I'm ready to go. This person just kind of kept doing that. And my husband, very nonchalantly, but very much in his masculine energy way, came over and was like, touched my arm and was like, are you ready to go? And I was like, I turned to him and it was like instant heart message. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I didn't have to say anything with my lips. It was like my whole energy was just like, but he was there with me. But you can do this with people who are not with you that are in other places. So I have a nephew that is actually, uh, I don't even know. Sherry, you probably know, graduating from the Marines. How do you say that? Is that graduating? I don't think that's right. Anyway, from the Marines today, he's in California and he's getting ready to be done. He was injured the first time he tried to go through and ended up having to be quarantined through all of the things that have been going on in the world for a lot longer. It like extended his stay, if you will. So it is a happy, happy moment that he has now completed all of his training and he's done this week. And I'm so proud of him. And so I've been sending him literally heart messages all week saying, your family's got your back. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Like you did it, you did it, you did it. You know what I mean? Like I know it was especially difficult because of all of the circumstances around it. And so, you can send people messages in all different kinds of ways, but this is called a heart message. I definitely will. Thank you, Sherry. I was thinking about you as I knew he was going through this. I'm like, dang, if he's got half her strength, well, he's gonna, he's like set, you know. So I'm so proud of him. All right, you guys, I've gone over time a little bit today, but I know that these messages, these heart messages will be so helpful for you. You can also do something, whatever you feel is best. You can even use both hands, Lorraine. She says, one hand more effective than the other. You can do either one, because the truth is some of you are going to be right-handed, some of you are going to be left-handed, and some of you are going to be ambidextrous, right? So you can use both if you'd like. Um, or you can just use your dominant hand, whichever is best for you. Yeah. Um, but I also wanted to share with you something else about the heart message that might not be a kid technique all of the way. You could teach kids to do this part of it for sure. But if you have had a falling out with someone, or if you have had a disruption in your relationship, instead of, reaching out, especially if this person happens to be toxic for you, instead of always reaching out and saying things, like I'm sorry, or, please forgive me, it is actually very helpful for you. And that actually can be very healing for both parties because energy is intelligent, right? Where you can say, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you. That terminology is from Ho'oponopono. Not claiming to be an expert in that by any means, but don't want to claim it as my own for absolute sure. But I know that that has been incredibly instrumental. I've had people ask me, well, does it matter if that person has passed on? What if that person is no longer living? It's okay, because I really believe that whether they're in this mortal existence or in another one, that they will receive it either way. That's been my experience, and so helpful. Yeah. I recently had a family member pass on who was, removed from other family members. And this is just something that you can even use to picture healing the connections, healing those ties, and just sending both parties love. So even if you're not one of the parties, just sending them love can be so powerful. The phrase is, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you, and I love you. And even if you feel like, well, I didn't do anything, why am I going to say I'm sorry? There is a healing energy that comes when you say that. It doesn't mean that you're taking accountability for their actions. It's saying that you're taking accountability for any of your actions that had anything to do with it at all. So might not even be something that's in your scope, right, of reference at this time. But anything with that is just so healing. So thank you so much for asking and letting me go ahead and do that again. I mean, and what's the harm? You know what I mean? It's just so powerful. I am so thankful for you taking the time with me today. I absolutely love teaching the tools that I know have been so helpful for me. I'd like to invite you to join in our 7-week summer class. Did anybody else already get signed up for that? That will be beginning next Tuesday morning, 7:30 to 8:30. If you can't join in live, no worries. You don't have to be on live. We're live like this for 1 hour, but you definitely do not have to be live like this. It's just so powerful. Yeah, Bonnie, in fact, I'll type it right in the chat or the caption underneath the YouTube video for you as well. But it is, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I love you. Each one of those phrases are set at its own frequency, just like your emotions can be measured with the Hertz scale and other forms of technology nowadays. These particular phrases have such a healing energy to them. So I'll say them one more time. Are you ready? Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I love you. And the thing is, I really don't believe that they have to be in order. You can do them in whichever way feels right to you, to your spirit, and to your soul, right? But it is so powerful. So, one more time, our energy healing for beginners starts next Tuesday. So, you have clear until this week to sign up for that. It is only $37. For a 7-week class, that comes out to be about $5 a class. We're going to go in more detail. I'm also going to be doing energy work for people in this class. And I'm so excited about this. You're also going to get access to a wonderful beginner's guide. It's all online. You can print it out if you choose to, or you can just use it as an online reference, whichever has, is best for you. But it's been so powerful. Bonnie says, thank you so much. I've literally been crying through this whole class and totally needed that. I'm so thankful that you were here today, Bonnie. I absolutely love you. And actually, I want to say my husband came home with a little bit of heat stroke yesterday. It was over 100 degrees. And as a delivery driver out in the heat all day yesterday, when he got home, I was able to pretty much rescue him with the products that you offer. Um, and I have taken advantage of. I sent them to my missionary daughter that's in another state, and she tells me when she's getting low, she doesn't want to be without it, and is just like love. Our whole family loves your stuff. So thank you so much, Bonnie, for helping me as well. Let's see. Joy says it's been such a deal and super helpful for a resource. This will be a second time I'll take it. That's awesome. I'm so happy. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining in. And for those of you who have never been to a conference, I hope to be able to come near you sometime in the future or have you travel to us wherever you are. I know Sue, who's been on today, traveled all the way from Michigan to come to our Salt Lake City conference just a couple of weeks ago. And we have people travel from all over the place. We will be offering hybrid tickets in the future. So make sure you're on our email list so you can find out more about that. Our next conference is in Pocatello, Idaho. So just a quick drive for some of you. Yes, I'm so excited as well. That's going to be on October 16th, and I look forward to seeing some of you there. If you're not able to come and grab me and give me a big old hug, send me a good heart message, send me a hug, okay? We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. See you guys.